Welcome to another is Coffee Time with Andrew. This is episode 100. It's taken me a while to get here, about 10 months, I'd say, 11 months, but we are here. And a lot has gone on between episode 99 and 100. I got a new job. That was kind of cool. Something that was on my list, my goals for this year, and it happened at the beginning of the year. Actually, goals the end of last year, but I accomplished it very quickly this year, and it has greatly influenced my life. If you saw episode 99, you saw that I wanted to start working on a new book about verbal behavior, and I started, but this job made it so I did not write quite as much, and it really influenced how and actually changed the book I was going to write. So now the next book I think is going to be about change. So not only did my job change my behavior, but the book is going to be about change because change is about the only constant there is. Everything changes. We go through different developmental stages. We change. The environment changes. The economy changes. Change is constantly with us. So I thought that would be a good next book. And then there are 5 other books I want to work on. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about the nature of God. So that is, I think, going to be the next one after change. And then there are 4 other books that I would like to write as well. So if I live long enough, I would like to do another, 6 books. They just take a little bit of time and effort. But speaking of writing in books, I did publish my dog training book right there. Yep, this is Dog Training Strategies, Tactics, and Personal Insight. Yep, right up there. And the personal insight is very important. I know a lot of people say that dogs don't form packs. Especially all positive reinforcement trainers, dogs don't form packs. I've seen dogs that look a lot like they live in a pack. There's a breeding pair, mom and dad. Then there's the younger dogs. They all hunt together. Oh, that's another thing. A lot of all positive trainers say wild dogs, feral dogs don't hunt. So, of course, if I'm watching wild and feral dogs and I see them bring something back into the den, I'm wondering, what the heck is that? Are they just scavenging, or maybe is that game? So I would crawl into the den, which is a little challenging in itself, a little stressful, you could say, and see what mom brought the pups. And not only that, but I also just observed the dogs hunting. I mean, you see the dogs chasing game, and it's pretty obvious that they are hunting. They're not just scavenging. But if in the book I talk about that and what groups did the hunting and what groups did not do the hunting. And then I also talk about the fission fusion type of groups that most all positive trainers like to talk about. And that's important too. It's just that we can't limit how we think about it. That's all. So that is the book. It is based off 101 dog training tips. That was my old website, dog training website. And I started looking through there and thought, yeah, that's a good way to organize the book. So I have changed some. I've added others, and I've gotten rid of some completely. So, or combined them. I also combined several. And that made it so I could condense a lot of information into 101 dog training tips. It goes over different stories about when I did protection training and just things in general that you might find interesting. And as I was saying, the new job I have has really influenced how I think about things. So, another project that I have started just recently is homeless outreach, because the job I have now, I deal with a lot of people that are in distress. And it made me start thinking about how we could help people who are homeless. Well, let me backtrack just a little bit. I started a new public access TV show, and it's called Real Estate for Dogs, the Dog Adopt Show. So it's about dog adoption mainly and lifestyle, the dog owning lifestyle. So we've done 3 shows so far, all rescue. Yesterday I was out shooting a Puptoberfest event. And that was fun. Saw some people that I knew out there that I've been doing business with them and their parents. A long time ago, I started working with their parents and buying product from them, and now I'm working with their kids. So it's always fun to see people you've known for a while. And then a lot of new people. Got to talk to their police department a little bit, found out that they're a little bit about their canines, their patrol dogs, and found out that they're using German Shepherd dogs, which I always like that. I like German Shepherds. You know, Malinois is good. A Dutch Shepherd, I really like them. But in the end, I would prefer owning a German Shepherd dog. You know, if I was 20 maybe and doing contract work or security work, yeah, Malinois or Dutch Shepherd would probably be great, and I would love it because they can do so much and so athletic. But I'm not 20, and I like German Shepherds. So now we're going to get back to the homeless deal. I've been starting to go out and look at homeless outreach, going out and hanging out with some of the groups that do that. And a lot of the groups have a lot of women's clothes, but not many men's clothes. So that's one of the things I'm starting to gather donations for a little bit is men's clothing. You know, not too big, not too small, although I think there's a lot more smaller and medium-sized homeless people than there are really big homeless people for some reason, at least the group that I go out with. And that gets me back to the Real Estate for Dogs. The ultimate goal, the future, the promised land, the top of the mountain, the promised land out there is to make enough with the Real Estate for Dogs and the other projects I have going on to take homeless people, actually to buy a campus and have a dog kennel on there too, take homeless people and homeless dogs, get them together, and then teach dogs extremely good life skills so they are like the best pet dogs anybody could ever have. Take the homeless people and teach them life skills and work skills so they can get a job, get a home, so that both groups can live happily ever after. And then you would go through another cycle of that. So I think it'd be a 1 or 2 year cycle for the people and 6 months, a year maybe for the dogs. You know, it takes a while to really get a dog to a really high level of training. It doesn't happen overnight. So that's one of the goals. And speaking of goals, you know, a few years ago, New Year's, I usually do a little New Year's, either Christmas or Christmas and New Year's video. Well, I was going to do a video about goal setting, goal accomplishment. But I just didn't have all the pieces together, and I still don't, but I have them a lot. I have them in a little constellation now so that it's more manageable. And all the things that have traditionally been written about goal setting and accomplishment, well, it's good, it's not complete. So I feel now that there's a missing component to goal setting and accomplishment, and that is strategy. At least this is where I'm at right now. My thoughts may evolve over time, but right now, this is where I'm at. So you have goal setting, goal achievement, and how does that happen with strategy? And this is a skill. I'm rereading Skinner's book, Human Behavior. I think I have it right here. Always rereading his stuff. So he talks a little bit about how we combine these type of ideas, but he does it in a very behavioralistic manner. Oh, and that brings me back to part of this book. Well, it's I don't always do it like a behavioral analysis book. I enjoy that, but there are other ways of looking at life, and usually people observe and learn in a different manner than presenting the information in a behavioral context, like with behaviorism is what I'm thinking of. While they may be responding to those principles, they are not understanding as easily with those principles. And hence we have the introduction of narrative, story, and myth. And while usually myth contains some truth, and it's often easier for people to understand and retain the information when it's presented that way. So we can do an analysis of what's going on there, or in the moment, we can use metaphor, we can use similes, we can use parables to try to get our idea across. So that is, I think, an important part of the insight of the book. I talk a little bit about this, about dreamscapes and behavioral scenes, and how I used to use that when I was a youngster working for other people. Okay, this is episode 100, and I think this might be the very last It's Coffee Time with Andrew episode. Coffee Time was such a popular post when I had Google+. I had over 1 million people on there. It's Coffee Time was one of the most popular kind of posts I could do back then. But when Google+ went away, people, they just, they didn't follow me to YouTube so much or any place else. They just kind of disappeared too. So, well, this has been interesting. I'm thinking of just doing probably the Andrew Ledford show. So I'm thinking it's just going to be the Andrew Ledford show, and go out and just do things more in the community instead of this desktop type production. In fact, today it took me a long time to get everything put together because I had it all broken down to take on location for doing those dog adoption shows. So it is going to be on cable, public access TV, and the website, the new website. Let me just go over there so you can see it a little bit. There, actually, it's going to be on this website right here. That's realestatefordogs.com. And still have the ocdogtraining.com. I still love dog training. In fact, like I say, that's what I'm thinking of incorporating into helping people change their lives, because whenever you do a dog training program, what you're really doing is creating change, setting the foundation for change. You're changing the dog's behavior. But in order to change the dog's behavior, you probably have to change the human's behavior. Because without the human changing, the dog's probably not going to change either. And it's similar with work. You get a new job, you have to change the human behavior because to adapt to the new environment, the new working environment, the new social environment. So change is a very big part of this. Let's see, I think that may do it for right now. Let me just look in here. Yeah, so I do think that that's going to do it for today. I believe I covered most of what I wanted to. I often leave out something because I have, especially when it's been this long, because I have so much that I've done in this time period. So, accomplish a lot of goals. Got the job, published the book, started the online video and TV program, got my old truck back and running. So there's just been a lot of things. Oh, and some other things that are more mundane, like finally got a cell phone with data. I think I'm the last person to do that, but it just didn't fit my workflow before, and now it does. Built the new website. So, there's a lot of things I've accomplished this year. And I got a new laptop computer because I needed to go to that next step in the Real Estate for Dogs program. So, just a lot of new things. And all of these, some of them were sequential goals. And this is part of the whole goal setting, goal strategy, life strategy, and how to change your life program. So, okay, I think that is going to do it for today. I am wishing you the very best in life. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.